Hi, everyone. It's been a while since we've done this, but here you go. Holy sick, the ride. We are live. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything roller coasters, theme parks, amusement parks from all around the world. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been a while. It's been like 2 weeks since our last episode, but we're back tonight, me and James, with the man himself, Chris from ScrewyLoops. How you doing?
Hello.
I need a soundboard with like claps and cheers and stuff. That's what I need.
I mean, we still have that Blackpool clip, I think.
Oh, we do actually. If I remember how to use it. Oh, not this one.
That's cool.
We could use that one instead. But yeah, thanks to everyone in the chat. It was really good to see you all. We got 20 people. That's good going. I just want to say, how dare Digital Dan going live on our regular slot? Oh my gosh, I can have words with him. But yeah, no, like I say, thanks for joining us. So who we got? We got Treehouse Coasters. We've got Joe. We've got Planet Cam. We've got KA Coasters. We got CB Vlogs. How you doing, man? We got Matt. We got Jesse. We got Dan. We got James. Oh no, James here.
Yeah, okay.
We got ScrewyLoops. There we go.
Hey.
But no, thanks so much for coming on, Chris. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me.
This is the first time you've been on Chain Dogs, or was it? Did you come on before? Yeah,
it might be one of the first episodes, possibly.
Maybe. I
can't
remember if it's Coaster-Gen. Yeah,
I think it might have been Coaster-Gen.
Yeah, I think it was. But yeah, as you all know, hopefully you all know. Hopefully you got the notification. You got the notification bell on for Chris. But he had launched that's quite a good little segue, actually, hasn't he? He launched a new video today on his channel, which is, go ahead, Chris, tell us about it.
It's a long name. Hold on. What did you call it?
I was going to say it, but then I was like, I can't remember it. So there you go, Chris. You do.
Ranking every ride at Portaventura World from worst to best, including Ferrari Land. That's the entire title. And it's as long as the video as well, because it's probably the longest video I've ever made. So
yeah.
I think you might have messed the title up a little bit
there.
Yeah. No, I managed to watch it on the way back from where I was coming from. It's great, man. I'd never seen anyone rank like every single. Has anyone ever done it? I don't know.
I'm just mad enough to do it. So
yeah,
I was just expecting it to be the coasters, a couple of the flat rides. How many spinny rides have they got? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I've never noticed how many rides like they have at Portaventura. I think when I was looking at like the amount of rides, there's 46 rides at Portaventura. That's excluding like Temple del Fuego and all the experience stuff. And probably half of them are rides that spin round. So I never even realised. No.
it's one of them type of rides. You tend to just like walk past, don't you? Especially if you're there for the first time. You just like, okay, where are the coasters first, or whatever. But yeah, like that just made me laugh so much when you just kept going. How many spinny rides are there?
I never noticed it. And I've done Thorpe Park and the Alton Towers video, and they'll probably get like one or two. But Port Ventura, probably about 15, 20 or something.
To be fair, the last time me and Joe were there, which was last year, like it was our second trip there. So it was like even though like the first day was a little bit still like, let's get on all the rides, you know, by our like third day, we were kind of just like chilling like you do. And then it wasn't until we was like walking around and then I was like, God, they have actually got a lot of rides here. When you look, like some of them are really hidden away as well. Like the little bumper cars, the kids bumper cars.
Yeah,
it's just like what they've got mini bumper cars there and a bumper cars over there. I was like, they've actually got a shitload of rides. So it's interesting.
Yeah, very well put together video. How long did the edit take you?
So I went to Port Ventura in October. I was actually going to release that video November, and then I realised how much of a task it was going to be. I started writing the script, and I was like, 46 rides. It's going to take me longer than a few weeks to do.
Yes.
And obviously everything going on, like my missus, she's pregnant now, so I've got that news. And, yeah, it's great. Great news, amazing news. But everything was kind of put on hold for a bit. I was like, I'm going to just take my time with the channel and come back to it when I want. So I've just been chipping away at the script for like 9 months. So that's why it took so long. 5,000, so it's about 5,400 words for the script, which is more than
dissertation
I wrote. Yeah, I did English in college, and I never wrote that much. It's just saying something. And the video edit, probably like, to be fair, two weeks for the video edit. The video edit was fine. It was just the scripting mainly and the recording, but it's one of them.
Yeah, it's a task, man. I've done a few top 10s, but it was just too much work involved in it for me. I was like, if I just go and just film a load of rides and and then do a vlog, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I'll look. You find your own little niches there. Like, all cinematic stuff is insane. That's like just like some of the stuff you do. I'm like in awe, like watching it. It's like,
oh, thanks, man. Very nice of you. But in that video, you also announced that you've got some new merch coming as well, man. Like it's already on the site, isn't it?
It's almost as if there was a launch.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty much.
Yeah, sorry, the cameras flipped. Like, so when I went like that, it was actually
Yeah, no, it's really nice, man. This is something I was really impressed with, man. Like the designs on this. Oh, here we go.
Thank you.
I love it, man.
Yeah, that's my favorite actually.
That's so good.
Yeah, I've got one for myself.
Just that color as well. I love that color. But yeah, with that on it, it's so nice. And I was saying to you before we went on, like I love merch. I know this sounds like I'm trying to sell Chris. I'm not trying to like just flog Chris's stuff. This is genuine. But I love merch that doesn't. It's like if another enthusiast sees it, then know what it is. But if it's just like you're just wearing it out and about, it's not going to be like, I heart Nemesis or something like that on it. You know what I mean? It's just like it's kind of low key at the same time. So yeah, very nice.
Use discount code I love Rita.
Yeah,
there you go.
Obviously. I've got to put a good launch coaster in there, so
you actually already had that ready.
No, just literally put it in.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Awesome. I mean, a thing I need to sell, because I don't want to take all the credit for it, obviously, because my mate Jake is another theme park enthusiast like me. It was actually our idea to start Airtime Addict Apparel. We just thought we'll come together. He lives quite local, actually. You might know him. He lives like Wolverhampton way. So and he's got his own brand as well, out of this town, which is awesome. So like really, we've just been bouncing ideas back and forth, and he comes up with the final designs. And honestly, the stuff he's done is insane. I'm like so chuffed with this. I have that one, I think.
already have that one, so I need to add to the collection.
Nice.
So yeah, great stuff, man. Great stuff. But we'll probably have a little chat about PortAventura because it's a park I really love in a little bit after we've done some news, if we're all up for that.
Absolutely.
Because we've been away a little, like 2 weeks or whatever. We've got quite a lot going on, to be fair. So
they hater Luke.
What's that?
Just finished up at Magic Kingdom using Genie Plus from this morning. 10 rides.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah.
Where is it? Where? Why can't I see him? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice one. I hope it's going well, man.
So
Looks
10 rides with Genie Plus. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
I was talking to Sam from Expedition Theme Park, and he was saying like how if you know how to use Genie Plus, like it can be really good. It's just that like it's quite confusing if you don't know what you're doing with it. So like I just need to look into that obviously for when we go. But apparently you can get it, and it's really busy. Apparently, like people I've been talking to going there at the minute, it's like the busiest it's ever been. So it's almost like you need the Genie Plus. But they did announce that there was capping the capacity. So I don't know if they've done that already or they're just like going to do it going forward. But it's pretty crazy to be fair. But yeah, hopefully, Luke, if you're still watching, man, if do a little clip for us for next week's episode. Yeah.
Big
live on Park. Yeah, so cool. Let me just catch up with the comments on what you're doing. Or Emma saying she's going to be purchasing a hoodie on payday. Nice.
Thank you very much.
Nice. You've got Chris. How are we doing? We got ads. We got. Trying to see who else we got coming in. But yeah, if you've got anything you want to chat about, ask Chris anything. Throw it in the chat, and hopefully someone will see it. So yeah, there we go. New merch looking great, bro. So, right, first of all, Sick is opening. Sick the ride at Flamingo Land. It's opening.
Sick launch day.
It's opening on Saturday at Flamingo Land. But yeah, I mean they've announced. Obviously, they did announce it a while ago, but they've announced that they're gonna, because basically there was a bit of controversy on like ticket entry price because suddenly it was like £50 a ticket, which I personally love Flamingo Land, but that's just too dear for me. Like for Saturday as well at Flamingo Land, it's going to be absolutely insane. So we're just going to wait a few days, I think, before we go experience the coaster. But they announced that they're putting on live entertainment. Did you see this? Their live entertainment is like basically cover bands like Ed Sheeran and Lewis Capaldi, things like that. Lewis Capaldi. But yeah, so I mean, you can't, even though it's kind of like it's still expensive, like at least they're like putting something else extra on to like justify the price, I think. But it still feels like to me is like they're just being like, it's £50 a new coaster opening, pay £50. But it's like I said on Twitter, I just feel sorry for like local families who were maybe planning on going and not even bothered about the coaster, and now it's like 50 quid to get in. It's like steep in it, really. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to Sick though. Is anyone else looking forward to doing it?
Eventually, when I get up there, it's not a. I'm going to go out of my way to get there.
It's like literally a trek for you, man.
A mission.
Yeah,
it's about 4.5 hour drive.
Is it further than Blackpool for you?
I think it's about equal to get to Blackpool than it is to Flamingo Land. Let's have a look. Flamingo Land directions. Driving at the moment would be 4 hours 12 minutes to Flamingo Land.
It's like that.
Pleasure Beach would be.
It's about.
Pleasure Beach would be closer to 5 hours actually.
Yeah, takes me. Would be the same for you as well, Chris. Takes me 2 hours 15 to get to Legoland.
Oh, to Legoland. Oh, Legoland. Yeah, not too bad. But Flamingo Land is
Flamingo
like 3.5, 4 hours, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really that long?
It's
I
a
can't
long
remember.
way,
I can't remember like Flamingo Land. Let me
Well,
just check.
we had to stop over because it was such a distance. So it's not something you could do in a day. I mean, you could.
I was gonna say I
Three and
do.
a
I
half,
do
three and
it.
a half, 4 hours killer.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah,
It's like even going up to Alton Towers. It's
It's
not
2
too bad of a drive. It's about a 3 hour drive for me, 3.5 hour.
two,
But I'm
two,
not doing that 2 times in a day.
2.5 hours. From my house, it's saying.
Wow.
But it's like I pretty much drive for a living. That's so I don't really mind drives, so that I normally just try and do it in a day. But you could group it into. You can't even group what trip could you even group that into? Because it's not even like that close to anything else.
Lightwater Valley used to be worth it, but I'm a bit like, I don't know if it's worth it anymore. It's a shame, really, but
I mean, I already
Go
feel a
to
bit weird.
Scarborough.
yeah,
Yes.
Fancy Island's better now. Or
Yeah,
so away, I
actually,
think.
true that. Yeah, it looks good. I've the last time I went to Fantasy Island was when I was like 10, so I want to go back there again soon.
You haven't done Hero?
No, Fantasy Island.
Oh, Fancy Island. Have you done
Fantasy
Odyssey
then? When did Odyssey open? I've done both of them, yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know who. I might have been a little bit older because
I
my
haven't done Odyssey.
my auntie lives in Mablethorpe, so it's like I think we went there once when I went and visited her. So yeah, Odyssey. I can't remember.
For a second,
yeah.
I couldn't figure out what you actually said then.
What did
The way you mumbled it.
Man, I'm so tired. Sorry, guys. I've like literally drove back from Legoland today, so I'm trying to
Lego lagged.
Lego lagged, mate. Lego lagged.
Fans.
But anyway, but yeah. So what I was going to say was, sick. They've released, the park has released that it's the station's like themed to a nightclub, which makes it even weirder.
Okay.
Like, it just gives me like, you know, like the couture nightclubs and stuff. Like it gives me that vibes. You know, the nightclubs, the only nightclub in a small little town. It gives me that vibes, man. So I just want to know
odd ride
with a name called
strange.
Sick. Like,
yeah,
what
like
I
sticky.
associate with nightclubs and Sick is getting absolutely wasted. To be honest, but,
Yeah.
They should really have like they should really add to the immersion and have like sticky floors in there already, and then like you have like a shocker Jaeger, you have a Jaeger bomb as you go in, and then you buy it. But yeah, I mean, with a name like Sick, someone's going to be sick on it, and then it's going to be meme to hell. Like you just know it's going to happen.
Yes, it
I mean,
definitely.
10 inversions. That was a big number back in the day. You know, back in the day.
Yep. I just love the fact that they got absolutely rinsed. Oh, I don't love it. I still feel kind of sorry for them in a way.
Yeah,
I do feel sorry for them because it is a good thing. Like they're getting a new coaster at the end of the day, and I'm really excited for it. But it was just fun.
It's
like
big as well, man. Like
it's
a
big.
big coaster for them as well. Like it's probably the biggest,
huge.
Next to Kamali, I'd say. Like in terms of a scale coaster.
Yeah,
great.
I've noticed though with it, Alton Towers have been ramping up their advertising that they have the Smiler again. There's been a lot of posts about 14 inversion coaster because Flamingo Land are obviously opening 10 inversion, pushing that. So Towers are pushing the Smiler again, which is quite
theme
funny.
park beef.
It's just like
I love to see
I get it is an advertising easy way for them to promote their park. It's just very odd.
Yeah, because just for those who missed it, like basically Flamingo Land tweeted out that they had it was a world record matching or something like that. So that was the wording, wasn't it? It was like the world record equaling coaster with 10 inversions, and then like, which is technically true, but it was a world record,
an old world record. Yeah,
but you could then say like any coaster is a world record that you build because like someone broke the record with 2 inversions at one point, so you could just keep saying that like all the time. But yeah, it was they said that, and they also got the name of the sponsor, Six Silk, wrong as well. But yeah, it was quite amusing, really.
It's the same park as well. That said the new coaster was going to be like £24 million or something.
Yeah, like there's no way. There's absolutely no way that it costs that much.
And it
Wait,
was,
they're saying
I
that...
worked it out that Wildfire in Colmarden would have worked
Yeah.
out a cheaper investment than what I'm quoting. So I was like, I know I'd rather go for a brand new RMC, but it's one of those.
It is really odd. It's really odd.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to do it. I do really still like Colossus, even though it is a bit rough. The trains are a bit rubbish, but if I like Colossus, I think I'm going to love this. So,
oh yeah, I do. I must admit, like the fact they've got lap bars, Intamin trains with lap bars are just
it's just so
amazing.
good, man.
Yeah,
so good. Someone, Roller Baz and Coast Dad said someone spewed an icon when I was at Blackpool the other week, and they were in front while we waited on the break room. We were making sick jokes. Will they be selling Bevraginos and giving out glow sticks? They better be. They better be.
As I said, is the shop afterwards just a clothes shop?
Oh, well, it's going to be.
It's got to just be a clothes
It's going
shop.
to be. It's going to sell merch, but it's going to sell. It's definitely going to sell sick silk clothing, because it was like when we was in Energylandia, and their I can't remember the hell it's called now. The boomerang coaster in flipping Aqualantis. It's sponsored by a keeper, and they're like a YouTube channel, and they have their own brand of clothing. They're like the Sidemen of like Poland, basically. And in that shop, it was just like, it was loads of merch, but then it was like all their gear and their trainers they sell and everything. So it's going to be a little bit like that, I think. It's the only way. Like, I mean, why else would they sponsor the ride? They're going to have to get the money back somehow, aren't they? But I don't blame Flamingo Land for doing it. Like, at the end of the day, like, they needed to claw some money back. I'm just curious as to whether it was always planned this way, or because of COVID they were like, we need a sponsor to try and like recoup some losses. Makes sense to me, really. But it'd be interesting to know.
Yeah.
So Emma said just under 2 hours for them. No idea. Oh, you need to go. Like, honestly, if you've not been, like, it's perfect time to go, because like Kamali is an amazing coaster. I love that coaster. It's the best SLC I've been on, hands down. And Mumbo Jumbo is fun, really, really fun. And it's just a nice park. Like, even the zoo and everything's really nice. It's a good day.
I'd pass and just go to Pops Land instead.
Yeah, well, it's cheaper for you. It's cheaper. To be honest,
2 hour 40 drive as well.
It'd be cheaper for us. I mean, yeah, like it cost us nothing to go, like hardly anything. Like, I think we paid £15 to go to Poland on the plane. So it's
so cheap.
So cheap, man. So, but yeah, there we go. Let us know. Anyone in the chat, are you going to the opening day? Are you looking forward to it? So next up, Thorpe Park have announced for Carnival, their event coming up, they'll be opening up trailers with a different kind of theme overlay. It's called Trailers. What's it called? Trailers something Bozo. I'll find it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, something of Bozo. I can't remember the first word.
I've got it here. Right. It's just gone off now. Trailers. Bozo Breakout or something like that. Right, here we go. Yeah, it's called Breakout at Bozo's. So it's it's trailers with a clown overlay.
See, just the naming of that makes me think of Five Nights at Freddy's. The naming just seems kind of similar.
I just find it a really strange thing. Like,
yeah,
I think it's cool. I think it's cool that they're opening up a scare maze, but it just seems like it's come out of like nowhere. Like,
yeah, I thought the carnival event would just be like street acts and like just kind of chill vibes. Scare maze?
It doesn't
It
really
just-
fit. In
Yeah,
my
it's just
opinion,
really
but-
odd.
I
Although
love
does
their
that,
scare
is that
mazes though.
is
Thorpe
that how they're
Park.
justifying using some of the old big top theming?
But it looks like it's not even close to where Bozo's is. Or
No,
Trailers
Bozo's is in trailers, and then that's over.
Yeah.
Over near Rush.
Yeah, I just feel like it's kind of like, because I thought when I first saw the event lineup for Thorpe, I was like, how are they going to differentiate Mardi Gras from Carnival? They're going to essentially be the same.
Yeah.
They're going to have like just some kind of circus acts going on. So it maybe this is their way of being like, it's a bit different. But I'm like, but how does, I don't know. It's quite cool, but it's £6 added on.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad. It's cool to do a scare maze out of season as well. Like we recently did trailers at ScareCon, and that was really cool just to experience it. But I don't think I'd pay again to go and do it. But that's just because I've done it at ScareCon. If I hadn't, I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to experience it, just see it. But I mean, it's interesting to see how they differentiate it to the normal trailers. I don't think it'll be that different at all, except they'll all be dressed like clowns. And it's kind of like that whole maze is based on like past Fright Nights mazes. So then it lose the whole reason it exists if you've just got clowns running around, because it's already got a clown section in it. But I don't know, interesting. Sam saying scares don't all have to be at Halloween, can fit into the Carnival storyline.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, Thorpe did kind of start off doing the whole all year round scare maze. He had Saw Alive.
Yeah,
started out all year round until it sank.
Yeah. Blackpool have had all year.
Yeah,
round.
Passage. Yeah,
for years.
Even Madame Two Swords in London, they had like a scare maze in their horror bit for quite a few years. That was actually quite fun as well, going through that part.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm just wondering, like, will they? I'm gonna visit it in the week and see if they have as many scare actors in there than they do on the weekend, because that's something that kind of annoys me a little bit when I do these events, is when you go there and they have like a watered down version of it. It's just annoying. So it'd be interesting if they keep that up, but we'll see. So yeah, interesting. So Chessington, new area, Shipwreck Coast is opening July the 15th. So this is where Pirate Cove was. And so they're repurposing, well, Blue Barnacle, which is their pirate ship that got redone last year, that's going to be part of it as well. So that's going to be rethemed along with the whole other area. Sea Storm again is going to be part of that. And they've got 2 new rides. So they've got Barrel Bailout. Yeah, Barrel Bailout, which is this Watermania Zamperla ride, which is like,
it looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks cool, man. It's like the Mac one at Pleasure Beach, isn't it? SpongeBob SquarePants Splash Battle. It's like that, isn't it? But like Zamperla's, but it looks like the theming of it looks really cool. I'm loving this. And then they've got, what's the other one called? Trawler Trouble. That is a rocking tug. There we go.
Is that the one from Thorpe Park?
Yeah, I think that is the one from Thorpe, isn't it?
It is. It's been all rethemed. And yeah, it looks. I love all the rock work and stuff around it.
Yeah, they're actually trying to fit it in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it looking really good. It's an area of Chessington that's needed to be like revamped up, I think, for a while. So
it's one of the kind of main areas that you end up walking through. Yeah, as well.
Every time
you went past all that, and it's not really had anything TLC for a while.
Exactly. So that seems really good. But talking of Chessie, there's been a lot of stuff going on. And the new code for the new
construction.
A lot of construction. If I can share my screen, right? So this is from Chessington Buzz. Shout out to Chessington Buzz. But yeah, so is that going to let me go through? Oh yeah, there we go. So as we can see, we've got this structure which we've seen in concept. Well, we kind of like guessed with the blueprints of it that there's going to be some kind of structure there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking.
Doesn't look quite as tall as I thought.
Is that just because there's a massive? Yeah. It looks like a big sock puppet. But does it not look?
It kind of looks like a little T-Rex type.
Yeah, it does. Some little arms.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like maybe this doesn't look as tall because it's quite a low down shot, and you've got this. Yeah, you've got this thing in the foreground, this digger. But I did see someone working on it, and it looked pretty big. To be honest, it looked very tall. But yeah, again, like it's definitely going to be Jumanji. It's got to be like because when this got announced and we saw the blueprints, we looked at like that artwork from Jumanji after like the last film they did, and there's that like big, it's like a tiger. I can't remember what it was now. It was like something like that, and it's like a rock formation. So that's what the kind of the end of the coast, the shuttle coaster will go up and then come back down around it, I believe. But yeah, it's going to be so good, so good. But yeah, that's it really. The footers have gone in. They're laying down sand today.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be for like paving and stuff.
Yeah, that'll be the first of it. So yeah, exciting stuff.
We also saw in the plans the paving layout looks like a Jumanji board.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It was very Jumanji themed.
I think you're right on that.
Coming there.
A lot of people.
Are people still saying Wing Coaster? Heard lots saying inversion looks too low and might have a twist. Not sure myself.
I don't think it will be inversion. I very much doubt that.
It's a weird looking coaster on the plans, though. Isn't it?
No, that will be. Sorry, I thought it said inverted. I was like, it's not going to be inverted. Well,
no, saying
the
inversion looks too low. Yeah,
I think it's a completely different design. If it is B&M, which everyone's still saying it is,
and based on the station layout, it looks it's a Wing Coaster station. It looks like,
but they could be doing something smart and just throwing us off. Do you know what I mean?
I've also heard people throwing about Axis Coaster.
No, it's not going to be.
That would be cool.
Coaster. It would be cool, but I think that's just people like wanting it to be true.
Yeah, hoping.
Yeah, I'd say almost certainly wing based on station layouts.
I just find it a very odd choice for a wing. Like a Wing Coaster as a shuttle. It just doesn't compute.
No, it still doesn't make sense. To me, I've said it before, but it doesn't make sense that they're going for a shuttle coaster, considering like you want like a high throughput ride.
Yeah.
In Chessington, really, you'd think they'd be going for something with like long, multiple trains and stuff. But it's getting me excited, the theme of it and stuff. Like, and just the fact that we're getting a whole new area.
Yeah,
if it was anything like
you said, like it just doesn't make sense. Like you said, it's a shuttle coaster. It could be a wing coaster, but Chessington is like a family park. So if they went for a B&M wing coaster, surely a 1.4 meter tall thing, and it's quite small. It's like 60, 70 foot by the looks of the blueprints. And I'm like, doesn't compute. Something doesn't work out. So I don't know what it's going to
be. maybe B&M have been working on a family wing or something.
I feel like they have
smaller design.
I've seen it before, and I don't think it's B&M. It might be B&M. There's like a coaster. It's like a wing coaster, and you're sitting in carts, so like hanging on the wings. So
yes,
train, and you stay on that same kind of position. Does that make sense? I can't think what it's called. It's got like a bird or something.
Yeah, it's at Summerland thingy. There's one. Is
something I don't know.
Yeah, what's it called now? Let me get that up.
What's like Far Up Summerland?
No, the other one.
Oh, the Jizz. I'm terrible at pronunciations.
What is it called now? Swing coaster. I know exactly the one you're on about.
Trying to find it.
It's like a bird, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's Oh, I haven't seen many coasters. Like I think I've only seen that one. To be honest, that does that. It's very weird.
Yeah, I think I can't even find it now. Someone will tell us what it is. SNS Free Fly. Yeah, I think that's it. SNS Free Fly Coaster.
I'm just throwing that out there. It could be that. I don't know.
But whatever it is, I want to do that coaster. I know exactly what you're on about. 'cause
Oh
it looks
yes,
super fun. Let me share my screen. It just that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was on about.
Oh, it's Scara Summerland.
That's it. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it's the other one.
The other one. There was already two.
Yeah. But I really want to do this thing because you know what? It's like it is a kids. It's like technically a kids coaster, but it looks flipping terrifying.
Yeah,
like that.
crazy.
You're so, like that. You must feel so free in that because it's such a little.
They almost look like they've got no restraints.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes me think it might not be is because of the way that, like, while the train moves about and swings, you're free swinging, kind of like how Vampire is.
Yeah.
So
wouldn't go for something so similar, would they?
Also,
these things are bulky as hell, aren't they?
But they are very bulky.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same with any wing.
One car. So if it was a shuttle coaster, I don't know if you'd be able to do a train and that. I don't know.
No.
Strange.
But I want to do this thing anyway. But anyway. So yeah, interesting stuff. So big news, right? Big news is Cedar Fair have sold the land to California's Great America. So Cedar Fair sold the land to real estate developer Prologis. I don't know if that's how you say it. For 310 million, and they only bought the land in 2019. Sorry about that. It's just like I don't know if you heard that. Motorbike just went past. But yeah, they only bought the land in 2019 for $100 million, and they sold it for $310 million. So it's pretty obvious why they've sold it. But it's pretty sad news. So they've sold the land. It's going to be under their control as they wind the park down over I think 11 years. So yeah, it's still going to be operating, but it doesn't sound good, does it? Like if they're operating it, it's just going to keep like going like downhill. Like
there's going to be no investments.
They're not going to like fix things. It was just going to be a bit of a shit show, really.
Yeah. So, see, I thought it was like a wind down over like a year or two.
No, it's 11 years.
I didn't realize it was 11 years.
Yeah,
it's very odd.
That's interesting because has anything like this happened before? I can't think of another scenario where a park.
The only time I can think a park, if it closes, it closes due to
that's weird
circumstances they weren't predicting, and it's just a complete shutdown straight away.
I think
it's gonna be really strange.
It's a really it's a different one because normally like people can see it coming, if you know what I mean. Like a park doesn't invest in like years and years and years. I mean, Railblazer, their single rail was only like 2018. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's come out of nowhere. But I mean, the article I was reading was saying like how, it's in the land is in the heart of like Silicon Valley. So obviously it's like really valuable to them. Cedar Fair as a company are in like 2 billion. Well, it's 2.46 billion pounds worth of debt. Well, no, sorry, dollars worth of debt.
Wow.
Most of that is like long-term debt, which obviously a lot of the businesses operate like that anyway. They have long-term debt and then short-term debt. So I think combined, it's like I think the long-term debt is like 3 point something billion combined with their short-term debt. It nets it out to like 2.46. So they're saying the sale of this is to kind of offset their debt to like bring down it to their target of $2 billion worth, $2 billion worth of debt. So it's kind of like they probably just have to, man. When you're in that much debt, like it's just insane. But yeah, it's sad. But obviously, a lot of their rides will probably be just redistributed around all the Cedar fair
Yeah.
parks, I guess. So, but yeah, really sad news there.
Yeah,
But
I imagine Railblazer would definitely be relocated.
oh yeah,
I
100%.
was going to say, it's quite new. Isn't it?
Yeah,
You
pretty much.
probably see the loss of the Woodies.
Yeah, there would be
Yeah.
much. So.
Move them.
Flight deck, probably. It's a
mean,
decent looking coast, though.
Yeah. You'd think that would go somewhere. Whack some, maybe get some new trains on it or something, and then I don't know if it has had the new train. I know some have had the new trains.
Although flight deck looks very built towards the terrain, because doesn't it have like
It
a
does.
corkscrew and a helix that kind of comes where the lake was or something?
Yeah.
So
I'm looking at that now. I doubt. Yeah,
that's going to be
This would be a
interesting. See what they
very
do with
difficult
that,
one
probably.
to fit in
Yeah.
anywhere else.
that'd be such a shame though, just to like scrap it, man. Yeah. But yeah, there we go. So you got 11 years to get there. It's not too bad. Yeah. Older than Nemesis. Man, them inverts, they're good going, man. I mean, I think like Nemesis is like a one in its own, because I think we said in the previous podcast, like that thing's in like a damp hole in Stoke. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a reason why that's probably aged a lot worse than a lot of. I mean, in my opinion, it hasn't. From a riding perspective, I don't think it's aged bad at all. I think it's riding amazing, but probably from a maintenance point of view, it's probably shortened its expected lifespan. Well, it's pretty much hit its expected lifespan. But when you see some of like, you know, like the original like Batman, that apparently is still running like great. So yeah, Flamingo Land will buy it, Matt said, probably. Can you imagine if Flamingo Land just buy all of their old rides, just relocate them over there? That'd be great.
And pay way too much money for them as well.
Yeah. Maybe Drayton Manor will buy Flight Deck, and then that'd be good, wouldn't it? Have it over the lake.
Yeah, I want something new at Drayton now. I feel like they deserve something new at park.
Something brand new, man.
Yeah,
100%. I think with Drayton, the fact that, you know, if it is true that Apocalypse is going, I know people are saying like an official no one said who the official spokesman is, by the way. That Apocalypse is going.
The Drayton Manor aren't denying it. That's the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah,
I'd have said something, but
yeah, I just feel like it would get. I don't know, just knowing Drayton Manor, it would get announced like properly. Like, I don't think it would have just come from someone like telling all the enthusiasts, like, oh, guess what? Apocalypse is going. It just seems a weird way to go about it to me. But it seems likely because it's been rumored for so long. It was on sale.
Yeah, it was. It was listed, wasn't it?
It was literally listed, but then it got taken off. And I was told like last year, like it was staying. So, but it could go. So I don't know. But if it does go, it's sad, but it also means that's a big, massive area to have something new in. I'd love to see something there, man.
And big shoes to fill though as well. So I'm pretty sure they wouldn't replace Apocalypse with some.
No,
they'd doing it for something worth it.
Yeah.
It's a stand-up. It's a stand-up drop tower. There's not many.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many drop towers out there with the stand-up floored side of the tower. Like that's really unique. Like
the floored stand-up floored is my favorite. Like everyone bangs on about stand-up floorless.
Yeah, I know.
But I feel like with the stand-up floorless, you're balancing on the saddle. Like, it doesn't even feel like you're standing up. Really, you're just like dangling. Really,
it just feels unnatural when you stand to stand on a floor. Because when you drop, it's almost like you're standing on, like, say, for example, like probably a really terrible comparison, like a building, and then like you jumping, skydiving off a building, say. So like the floor just comes out from beneath you. So it makes you feel that free fall like worse. Like you just feel like, oh.
It does. It goes into your legs, doesn't it? It's such a weird feeling. Like I love it. And it made me sad that it's not been up since, I don't think it's been up since last year.
It's just sit down at the moment, I think.
So sometimes I have the stand up flawless on. I've done that this season, I think. I can't remember. I'm sure I have.
Yeah, it was down there last time I went. It was just literally one side. It was a sad sight, to be honest. It was like Terry used to be like booming, man. Like
it is, man. It was like such for me. I was same with you as well. It's like childhood park, really. Like I lived around the corner from it, and like I remember when like Apocalypse like was the big thing when it like opened and stuff. Like you couldn't miss it. Like if you went down like the A5, it was just like there. You could see it from everywhere, and it was just like so mad when it opened.
Like as growing up as well around this area, like Alton Towers and Drayton Manor was the two big parks, and all my friends and that used to compare Apocalypse with Oblivion. Like that's the level that Apocalypse had. It was like that level of fear and that kind of experience. We both parks had that kind of one ride, and it was them two for us.
Still blows my mind, like someone being from Tamworth, that like there was so much investment at that park in like the 90s and then like the early 2000s, and then like kind of like just took it for granted when I was younger. And now I think back to it, I'm like, gee, like could you imagine like if there was just like building rides to them scale, like even though G-Force had its problems, like the fact that they even installed that thing, like it was like completely brand new, like whole different concepts. Like it's crazy, like to think that they were just putting that money into it.
I miss that ride so much.
Yeah,
it's such a weird ride that you'd never get probably ever again. So
like if that was still there, like people would still like travel for miles to go, like even from other countries that go and try and experience that, because it was just such a different, like I wouldn't say it was like the best ride ever, like, but it was just different, you know. It was just something new at the time, and even now, like it was a pretty brave like layout. Like it just didn't like it was like, what even was it? It didn't make any sense.
Lift hill, man. Like I always remember, because this was like what 2005 or something,
I think.
Like and roller coasters back then, like dude, you'd never even dream of a roller coaster with a lap bar that could go upside down at that point. You know what I mean? Like
and then carry on like locking down
the way that G-Force does, and to see a lifter like that with a lap bar that holds people upside down for that amount of time was just like, this is insane. Like, you know what I mean? Now it's the norm. Like Mack coasters, them all lap bars, you know. But back then it was like all something else.
It was revolutionary. I think the only problem with that, I mean, it's been said like a million times, but it was the fact that I've always thought like Drayton, they've always done so well with their theming. Like when you look at like even like Stormforce 10's queue, like it's one of my favorite queues like in the UK. Like it's still so nice, even though it's looking a bit tired, but it's still like so cool that they've got like a kind of like a narrative theme queue line. Like when you look at it now, no one was doing that. Maelstrom is like got a really good theme around it for the time and stuff like
Love
that.
Maelstrom.
Yeah, it's just like they've always. So it was just really weird when they just G-Force. It was like, we're just gonna put it in like a metal container, and that's really.
Windows Media Player screens.
Yeah, literally. Used to get so like, I remember just like being so hot in that station because it was just a tin can basically. Like I just remember like melting in there. Especially when
I bet you know what? I just had a thought. This is what Flamingo Land's aiming for, you know. This whole station with a dance club. It was started in G-Force.
Maybe.
It was practically a nightclub.
Yeah, literally. Pretty
Sweaty
much.
tin can, sounds like a nightclub.
Might see the return of Windows Media Player on the wall.
Yeah, let's have it, man. I'm all for that. But yeah, we've a nice tangent off there on Drayton Manor. But yeah, have you been to the new? I bet you haven't been to Vikings yet, have you, Chris?
Yeah, I did. But the week, I think it was the week of the week or the week after it was open, I think.
Yeah.
Quite early on, and it's really good, actually. I really like it. It's nice to see them, doing something that's kind of like a step up from, say, like Thomas Land, like the lower family kind of stuff to a bit more of a family thrill kind of.
It's like mid-tier, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really surreal for me to like see like just a brand new area that like has never had anything on that Drayton and being like, wow, like I think the one thing I said it on this podcast, but it was just really weird to be in that part of Drayton where normally it's just a bit of grass that you walk through to get to the overflow car park or up to the hotel.
Yeah.
But then being there and then like looking across the lake and like seeing Storm Force and Shockwave, I was like, this is so mad, especially that nice little jetty that they've got.
Yeah, by the disco. Thor.
There we go. Thor.
They've all got funky names of this place.
Yeah. It just we did say that though, like when they first announced the names, and I was like, you do know there's going to be so many Brummies going there trying to pronounce flipping Sleipnir.
Yeah,
and Jormungandr. Jormungandr? What's that? Jormungandr.
I find it funny how I still haven't been there.
Like looking at the sign of like,
yeah,
I don't even know how to say that.
That one,
yeah,
that one, the horses.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's I was just I loved seeing like just something new there, and it was just really really good.
It's definitely a good idea for them to put that jetty in though.
Yeah. I'm so glad they got that.
Needed.
Yeah,
Nice
100%.
Because we like designing it. We put that in and saw what the sightline would be from it. And it's just like it needs to happen. It'd be such a nice area to sit.
When are you planning to get there, James?
God knows at this point.
It's killing you, isn't it? You work so much.
Literally, worked hard actually like helping bring the vision to life, and it's just like haven't even been. I've been to Drayton Manor once as a kid to Thomas Land. And that is that's all I've experienced at Drayton.
That's great. You've got
loads
of new stuff to do then, man.
Get there for Apocalypse quick.
Yeah.
I know. I need to get out there for Apocalypse.
Yeah. Wait till Luke's back, I guess. Now you can have a big group trip. I mean, Aaron's been. How many times has Aaron been this season?
I know Aaron's like
it's his favorite park now. Is it? It's his home park.
He actually won one of the t-shirts.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that. He's framed it, hasn't he?
He's framed it, yeah. It's amazing.
So good. I'm so glad he got that. Yeah. No, it's a great park to go to if you've got so much new stuff to do. Because I love taking people there who've never done it because they have this idea of Drayton Manor, and then it's always like completely different to what they expect. Because it was like I remember when it was last year, and like Marcus Thrill Riders, he'd been before, but like he'd never been with people who like knew the park. And I was just like showing him these places. Like he didn't even know like Drunken Barrels existed because it's like just off in the corner. So when you go there, and there's actually quite a lot to do there in a day. It's a full day, and I'm just glad it's getting the love and attention it deserves, really. So
I might aim for September or something.
Yeah. You saying that about like when you're taking someone to the park, it's completely different to what they expect. I swear this is like a particular psychological effect because, when you're like looking at photos of parks you haven't been to, say, for example, like Phantasialand, you always kind of have like this perception of what it's going to be like. And then you get there and it's like so weird. Like everything seems different to what you'd expect.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Like, I'd love to just erase all the parks I've been to and see like Terrace for the first time again.
Yeah, I had that with Phantasialand, like the kind of entranceway walking from the entrance up to the Berlin area. It felt so Disney. It was like, this is not what I was expecting this park to start off like.
I wish because like when we went into the park, we drove. So we come in, if you drive, you normally end up in the back car park. And you come in for like the Chinese area. So I remember coming through there, and then like we were just like in that half of the park for ages, and it wasn't until like the afternoon that we even went into Berlin.
Really?
And I was like, oh, this is so weird. It's like being in a completely different park now. Because then we went to like Berlin, and then went into like Woozy Town and stuff. And I was just like, oh, this is like a completely different park. So I got so used to like Klugheim and like where Black Mamba is, and like California Adventure and the Chinese area and everywhere, and like the Mexican area. And then it's like you go into Berlin, it's really, really nice. But it's just so different to the rest of it. But I wish I'd got that first experience coming into Berlin.
You know what? I completely missed the second entrance into Black Mamba's area.
The one that goes over the road, or the one that goes out of the Chinese area?
The road
mine train.
The road one. Yeah,
the road one. Yeah,
because I never went over. Whenever both times I went into the park, I went left down the stairs.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't go right, so I didn't see anything up that way. So I didn't realise that there was another entrance into Black Mamba.
I just remember, like, because we only had a day in Phantasialand, and I just remember we were like, okay, let's get back on Black Mamba, let's do a third ride of Black Mamba, and then we was like, oh, we can get to it from this bridge, and then it just felt like it went on forever because it was such a hot day as well, and I was like, this ain't a shortcut. I feel like this still would have been quicker to go through the Chinese area.
The amount of times I left Black Mamba and got lost. Coming out of the exit, I'm like, which way do I turn to actually go where I need to go, where I want to go?
It's what I love about Phantasialand, though, is that I love that there's just there's so many different ways to get to places, but they're all really small, little alleyways and stuff. Like, it adds so much to it.
Well, I completely missed the madhouse that I have.
The
Fengju Palace.
Oh, the Chinese. The Chinese.
Yeah.
I didn't do that one either.
I didn't. So I was like, I swear they have a madhouse, but I ended up doubting myself. Walk past it. It looks like a restaurant from the outside.
It literally does.
I just walked past it thinking it was a restaurant.
I've done the exact same thing. I haven't done it myself.
No. Yeah, there's so many little bits, but no. Saying that about your expectations of a park and then going there, and it's just weird because I had this conversation with someone on Twitter where they said that they don't watch vlogs from parks they've never been to because they don't want to spoil it, even just watching the park. And I was like, I kind of get that because it is nice, but I'm like, it doesn't matter how many vlogs I've watched in a park. When I go there, it's nothing like what it looks like in that vlog. Because it was like Energylandia. I had this preconceived notion where it was just gonna be just a bit, you're gonna have some good coasters here and there, and the rest of it's just gonna be a bit tired and not great. But it's just got its own charm to it. It's such a mess of a park, but it's still the older parts. I say the older parts, still pretty new.
The older parts of it. What about 2018?
Yeah, literally. But even them parts are just they've got their own character to them, and they're just so clean. And there's just it's really, really bizarre because you just expect it to be a bit of a Planet Coaster type park, and it is to a certain extent, but it's still really pleasant. It's got its own vibe to it. How you try and explain Pleasure Beach to someone who's never been, and you kind of it's just got its own vibe sort of thing. It's a bit like that really. But I love. It's been a while since I've taken someone to Alton Towers, but the last time we took our niece Paige to Alton Towers, she'd been there once with on a school trip, and she literally did a couple of rides, and she didn't realize how big Alton Towers actually was. And she come with us, and she was like, I didn't know this place existed. What's this? What's that? What's that? And it was just blew her mind at how big it is. Because she come back off a school trip and went, I was like, so did you like Alton Towers? She went, yeah, but I think Drayton Man is better. And I was just like, yeah, but what did you do? And she was like, well, I did Oblivion, I did Smiler, and 13 or something like that. And I was like, wait, where did you actually go? Did you do this? No. So it was great taking her there. I love experiencing people experience Alton Towers for the first time.
I'm kind of wanting to do that with Luke getting out to Phantasialand.
Oh yeah,
because
it'll blow his mind, man.
It's I've actually been here now before you, so it'll be quite a.
I remember because we did Disney World for the first time a year before we did Phantasialand, so I was kind of I've done Disney World, I've done Universal. I was like, I'm really looking forward to Phantasialand, but in terms of like theming and stuff, I was like, is it going to be like better or anything? And it still blew me away. I remember going into Klugheim and then thinking like, what is this area? Like, this is actually like better than Disney, because Disney would never do anything like this crazy for just like an IP.
All the pictures and videos I saw of Klugheim.
Yeah.
First off, it's a weird one to navigate.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
There's some pathways where I'm like, how did this get to there?
Yeah.
But also, like, it's just completely different when you're there, actually experiencing it.
It is. It is. It's man. I was just gonna say, Chris. So yeah, if you missed the episode he left, he hasn't actually left. He's just left the UK. But because he's moved to Canada, he's got to set up his internet. He's just got to do a lot of settling in before. Yeah. But he hasn't gone from the chain dogs. He's still gonna come back.
He will return.
He will return if he wants to return. He said he wants to return. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's everything about it, like we were saying on the last episode, like just going to Klugheim toilets, it's just like, how are these so well themed? They're just toilets, but it's just so good.
I can't wait for you to see Rockberg.
I know, man,
because you saw the entrance to the hotel and everything, but actually didn't get to go into it, did you?
No, I saw literally.
Wasn't it like a couple weeks after you were there?
It was about 4 weeks after we visited. They just opened it like unannounced. It was just like, oh yeah, it's open now. It's just like after years. Oh, but no, we yeah, literally saw like fly testing at one point, but you couldn't really see it. But if you went outside of the park, you could see like an inch of track like through like the facade of the hotel at the time. I don't know if you can still see it, but you could hear it like something going on.
All the nerds just crowding around his track.
Yeah, literally. But no, that's just, it's really. Have you done Rockberg yet, Chris?
No, sadly I wasn't here before, but yeah. Honestly, man, Phantasialand's the best park I've ever been to. So adding something to that is gonna just blow my mind.
And the best thing is, it's just something so different to anything else that area is, like, let alone like their park, like just in general, like it's just like that steampunk style theming. Like a lot of, you know, Disneyland Paris has done it, like Disney Sea and stuff, but like that just looks so kind of like realistic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, reminds me like BioShock. I don't know if you ever played that. Is it BioShock Infinite? Where it's like kind of
I did kind of
just like the steam coming out of stuff and everything.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, but this is me and Joe's constant dilemma, where it's like we just want to do new parks.
Yeah, same boat.
Because like we just, you know, we've been back to Efteling loads now. We just keep going back to places we love, but it's like we've got to experience more, so we can't just keep going back to, well, you can if you want, if that's your thing, but there's so much out there to experience. But yeah, Phantasialand might have to be we might have to just do it. I think we're thinking of doing it in like Winterham, because
that's when I want to go.
Yeah, honestly, mate,
let's just plan it and we'll all go.
Yeah, I need to do it, man.
I haven't seen a park to the winter thing like that ever. I was just like, the snow and everything.
The fact that there's only pretty much one ride closed.
Yeah,
as well, which is River Quest.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Yes. Probably die from trees.
Unfortunate that it's closed, but yeah, it can't be open during the winter because that is a ridiculous ride.
Just sliding across the ice on the boat.
Roller Baz and Costa agree. Yep, it's 100% bar shot.
Really there.
Cheer Pass is open now, and winter.
Is it?
It is.
I was about to ask January.
That. In January, Cheer Pass is open. It's pretty much just River Quest that gets closed.
Yeah. I guess with Chiapas though, they can lower the water.
They can lower it a little bit,
so you don't get like.
You still get splashed.
Don't.
You still get splashed, but yeah.
I just can't, but I just couldn't believe doing that like drop on Chapass and like you
Yeah,
actually
it's
get
insane.
airtime on it. Like, I just the
That took me by
insane amount.
surprise.
I was just like, oh my god, yeah, just everything about it. I want to go
Love it.
back.
Best log flume, best rapids,
Mm,
best flying coaster, which I haven't done yet.
yeah,
Best
probably.
mine train, arguably. It's a really good
Oh
one.
god,
Best
that
spinning coasters.
that
you know.
mine train
Mm,
Yeah.
was so like I actually didn't realize it was there, and kept getting people messaging me going, "Make sure you get on Colorado
yeah,
Adventure."
yeah.
I was just like, "It's a mine train. Like, what
Yeah.
are you on about?" Went to where I thought the entrance was. It was just like, no, you got to walk through China and then back round.
Yeah.
That confused me. And yeah, that is one of the most insane mine trains ever. It's
I
not
love
a
it,
kid's
man. I
ride.
just wanna
And
go
the
back.
fact they make you have your bags, like take your bags on.
Yeah,
I just literally like put my leg
Madness.
through the
it's
straps.
crazy.
Like, I'm fucking losing this.
Oh yeah, by the way, just wanted to kind of just skipped over this by accident, but where is it? A new theme park opened in the UK.
Oh
called
yes.
Oran Park. This
Wow.
website is mental. So I don't know much about it. I literally only heard about it a couple of days ago, and then I've been too busy to look into it. But I know they've
From what I
got like
see, it's not really a theme.
it's not.
Park.
Everyone's saying it's a theme park. It's not. It's a Planet Pizza out of Toy Story, basically.
Yeah, they have a
Inspired by
coaster in there. I don't
LSD.
even know what the coaster is.
Yeah. Does anyone know what in the chat what the make of the coaster is? But yeah,
we
it's
can't
basically
really
like,
find out anything on that.
Oh, they have a
website, 'cause if you
Vekoma by the
click
looks of it.
attractions-
yeah. If you go
If you
to,
click attractions, coming soon.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
That's the attractions.
And they had this
River
weird
Quest
thing
nearly killed our
with-
camera through 2 layers of bag. Yeah.
So you can get a £25 pack. So it's like coins basically. You get 240 game coins and 50 virtual coins.
Yeah, so basically they've gone fully cashless.
Right.
And it's basically you prepay.
Mhm.
Which is a bit of a, because what if you don't spend it all?
Yeah.
If you want to go cashless, just have card readers. Don't make
Yeah,
it
you'd
a
think so,
thing
wouldn't
you
you?
have to buy coins,
yeah.
which are
I know what you
virtual.
mean.
But I don't
The
get
coaster costs 80 coins,
it. What?
so 8 quid.
Really?
Then
Eh?
8 quid.
Okay. Well, I suppose
50
actually,
Wait, no.
80 coin? No, 80
No.
coin. Oh yeah.
That's
No,
going to be virtual coins, though.
Is it
You get
virtual
240 game coins.
yeah.
I'm assuming
So
it's 80 virtual coins you need.
which no, it
right.
can't be. It's
I'd assume it
£50,
is.
£25 for 50 virtual coins.
Scroll
So you
down. I
need
think
to
there
pay
was
for
like
the
some cheap packs at
£50
the
one.
bottom.
So you got £100.
I think there's like a £10 pack right at the bottom or something.
Oh,
Which,
okay.
of course, they put at the
£10.
bottom.
Yeah, that's 20.
Oh
That's
my God.
25 virtual coins.
80, did you say, to the coaster?
Oh, no, it's game
it's,
coins.
It's game coins. I was gonna say no.
What's the difference between
This is what's confusing me.
two?
I'm
Oh,
like,
Why have they got
what's
2
virtual
different coins?
Oh, it's not too bad if it's game coins. I mean, 240 for 25 quid.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's fair.
But-
It's London at the end of the day.
Yeah, but they haven't explained like what
No, it's not really
What-
been
what-
advertised or
the
anything.
difference is really. I mean, I
I'd
kinda
rather
get
go to Gravity Park, which is the one in Wandsworth, I want to say. One that has
Right.
like the e-karting and stuff. Is about five floors. It's
Nice.
huge.
There's a God, yeah, I keep meaning to go back to it, but there's a great place in Manchester called Arcade Club. And it doesn't like rides, but it's like if you like retro games, like they have 3 floors of like retro games. It's like
Oh,
a
isn't that the
warehouse.
arcade nightclub?
It's kind of, yeah. A nightclub sounds like it's going to be
Well,
like insane.
I know in Cardiff they had a couple like actual nightclubs.
Yeah,
that
no, it's
were
not a
arcades
nightclub. It's literally
well.
just a big warehouse And then you pay for like a wristband. I think it's like, I can't remember. It's good, but you get a wristband. It's just you just pay once to go in, and then you can just play like retro games all night, like for like hours. You don't have to pay anything. You just pay for the wristband. And it's just so good because they've got like the modern games on like, I think on like the top floor. They've got like modern games, but then like on the middle floor, it's just like a museum of old games, like everything you like the original Pac-Man. Yeah, like I'm talking like even like 80s and stuff. Like it's so good. It's like
Space Invaders.
Yeah, just everything. But yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, there we go. I just thought I'd mention that. So something that interested me about your video, Chris, was I don't know why I expected you to have Dragon Khan higher on your list.
I've got a bit of a confession to make about that, you know.
Yeah.
I was looking through some of my old videos, and I had one top 10 roller coasters like in 2008. I made the video.
Yeah.
Number 1, Dragon Khan.
Really?
Oh god,
that's like top 10 ever.
That's dropped though.
And like coming back to it, like years and years later, and going back to the park and giving it a ride, I was like, I just don't see how people can enjoy this coaster. It's really weird. Like I could kind of get why people would like it, you know what I mean? But I just don't think it's enjoyable.
I think because this is the thing with me, because like when I first rode Dragon Khan, like Joe flipping loved it so much. He was like so hyped on it. But I sat on the outside seat, and it definitely is better if you sit on the inside, which I found out on our last trip. Because I was like, I come off it and I got like instant headache off it. And I was just like, I was trying to imagine it. I was like, I could imagine it if it wasn't that rough, because it is old now. If it wasn't that rough, I could imagine liking it. But like still, like I'm like, the layout of it, it's like, I think roller coasters have come on so well now, where like pacing, where you're drawing out elements, and I was just like, it's just super intense, like all the way around. And I think it just depends what style of coaster you like, really. I know like Luke absolutely loves Dragon Khan. He's like absolutely loves it. But I think if he went back now, I think he'd be surprised that like it's just not that enjoyable. Like I think I had a really good night ride on it the last time we went on it. But I'd been drinking like all day, and I got off and I was like, that was so good. I can get the hype now. And then the next morning I was like, no, I was just drunk, man. Everything feels better when you're drunk.
See, that's my problem with it though. Like you said about modern coasters, I think it's just kind of put Dragon Khan and them coasters of the 90s in particular, early 2000s as well, like Kraken. It's perspective for me, because I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, I got on the ride. I was like, I used to love this coaster. This is amazing. It's got loads of inversions, all that good stuff. Yeah. And it was just constant positive G's, just non-stop. Yeah. And I was like, I got to a point, I was like, this doesn't feel good. Like it just doesn't feel good. And I just don't understand. I just could not get any enjoyment out of it. It got to the end and I was just like, all I felt was just positive G's and nothing else. It was just constant G's. I didn't get any buzz off it. I was just like, I don't know.
It's one of them coasters where you feel. It's just them coasters where I always feel like on edge on. Like I'm like, when's the next headbanger gonna come, or just I don't know. Like I just couldn't get on with it. And like you said in your video, like it is like a really important coaster in terms of like at the time and stuff, and it's a John Wardley special. But I just think like that design language has moved on so much now, where I just felt like it just doesn't really add up for me. But Sam saying he loved Baco, and Matt saying Furious Baco is rougher. I have a real love-hate relationship with Furious Baco. Like that launch is one of the best launches I've been on, and I think because it's hydraulic and a wing, like it's just absolutely mental. But But yeah, if you're on the outside seat, like it is pretty crazy. But I just love going over the lake as well, over the port. Like I just love that bit. And if you're watching it, you get to watch people like lose change, and we saw a bird get hit last time we were there.
Why is it in birds in Port Ventura?
It's so funny because like me and Joe were just like having a beer on, like the little ship that the jetty thing next to the pirate ship. We were just sitting on there, and so nice just to watch through us back going around. And then like I was just there. I didn't see it get hit, but I just heard everyone like round us go, "Oh!" And so we looked around, and there was literally just feathers, like just
giblets,
just draping
pigeons.
down. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh God, I hope no one got hit in the face by that."
Oh man, yeah, Furious Backo was brilliant though. I mean, do I spoil my video for anyone who wants to watch?
No, don't.
This isn't much of a spoiler, to be honest. It's my number 3 at Port Ventura. I just think it's brilliant. I think the launch is fantastic. One of the best launches I've ever experienced. I think the theme's brilliant on it. It's completely bizarre. And the fact that it uses Mediterranean, the area, to its advantage, and themes the queue line to go with that as a vineyard. Really nice. And again, the trains, Intamin, they screwed up a bit on there, I think, because they've raised them above the track rather than put them to the side that, B&M coasters do these days. I think that's what caused the rattle so much. But even then, when my last visit, I did 3 rides on Backo and 3 rides on Carn. Every ride on Carn I had middle, front, back, wherever, really bad. I don't know why. I think it was the green train. It was like
the green train.
I even said to Wes, who was there with me, I said, that is worse than Infusion. Like, it was that bad. Furious Backo, I had one rough ride where it rattled me to the point where I was like, that was a bit bad. But then the other 2 rides I've had, one on the outside seat on the front was fine. It was just a bit shaky. And I did the middle seat towards the back, and it was fine. So I'm like, I had fine rides on Backo, and all the rides on Carn were bad. So that's
it's one of them. That's the problem with when you're trying to rate coasters as well. Like you could just be doing it on a bad day as well. Like it could have just been bad wheels or just the weather and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I even found Stampeded to be a little bit too rough last time I did it. I was like, that thing is something needs doing to that.
Yeah, it was fine last time. Well, November last year, it was fine. Yeah, I used to think that was the roughest coaster in the park. Back in the day, but I think they have done a lot of retracking on that recently, and it's not that bad. It's fine. It's probably as bad as Wicker Man. I'd say, like, it's got a bit
of
no, it is. I think.
Maybe just had like, I don't know. Maybe the when we were there, because we was there in late September. I don't know if it's just maybe like a bit warmer or something, and like if the track expands, I don't know. But honestly, last time before that, I loved Stampeder, and I was like, it's got a bit of like whippiness to it, but that's why I like Woodies. Like I don't mind Woodies that have a bit of like, kind of whippiness to them and a bit of rattle. That's what you want. But honestly, me and Joe were doing it, and it was like the first half was just hell. And then like we did it loads of times as well. Even though he was like, I hate this, I just kept doing it because I was like just hoping to get like another good ride in it. But then it would just like slow down massively like halfway through, and I was just like,
the pacing's a big issue on the whole thing.
Yeah,
I do like I ranked it quite highly, to be honest. Like I said, like CCI is very similar to GCIs and very snappy. Like especially the first half of Stampeder. It's really quick, and it's kind of got that kind of similar type Wicker Man where it just doesn't stop. It just flies around. And all of a sudden, it'll just lose all the pace when it gets to that tunnel section. I don't know why. I think it's because it completely goes up in the air and they split the tracks and whatever. And then from there, it kind of just, crawls back at average pace. But it's still a fun ride. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Have you seen much about this new proposed coaster that's going next, or
Yeah, I was wondering actually. I don't know if have you spoke about it on the
yeah,
podcast?
we did speak a little bit
Yeah.
about it. Kind of just thinking like, what could it be? I think we
Mm.
all agreed what we'd like to see, and because they said it was going to be the first in Europe, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I think we're just hoping, but we did come to the decision where it was like it'd be great if it was like a single rail RMC.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same
Yeah,
thing.
single rail RMC, like painted black and gold to be like a kind of a steampunky Western theme in that area.
Yeah,
Like
that'd be
do it after
awesome.
like a train or something. That's what we were just like that's what we was thinking is like, would it fit in a Western area? But the best thing about RMC single rails is you can pretty much do them up to anything just by
Yeah.
colouring them a certain colour. So
I
that's what
reckon
we'd like.
it would fit into a Western area. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lassos, you know.
Lasso, yeah, yeah, exactly.
And it's
That's
right by where that there's like a Western show, isn't there? The Far West show.
Yes.
It's sort of by there,
Yeah.
by the looks of it, next to there, the site.
Well, it's like I think with that show is the stage arena is like next to it, but you have to like walk further down,
Yeah.
and then it backs around to it. So I'm still trying to get I was looking at it on the map, and the only way I could tell where it was because the last time we went, we stayed at the Western, what's it called, Hotel Gold River. And you walk over the bridge that connects it. So it's like you've got, when you're going over the wooden bridge, you've got Stampede this side, and you could see the other side, like where the area of it was going to be. So I don't know if they're going to like rip out some of the buildings. Do you know like where? Oh, what the hell is it called now? You know the what's it called? The not Buffalo. I don't know. My brain's gone to mash. You know them things that you sit on, and they like you have to see how long you can stay on for.
Rodeo.
Yeah,
I know you want to. Yeah.
See how that rodeo is. I feel like it's going to be like behind there. Like that's where the entrance to it will be, and then might extend
like the
that
left
area.
of Stampeder's queue. That's what
Yes,
so.
kind of like the other side. You got like Stampeder's queue, and then you've got like the entrance to the bridge that goes over to the Hotel Gold River. And then next to that, I think would be where like the new area goes. But I don't know, man. I'm just excited like them getting a new coaster because even though Red Force is like still kind of like newish or whatever, like it still feels like separate to the park because it basically is a different gate.
Yeah,
but
I feel like they've kind of neglected the main park a bit since Ferrari. I mean, we had the new Sesame Street ride, which is brilliant.
Which is so good.
But like I feel like the park itself just kind of just left dormant. Like, you know, there's no thrill editions or anything like that since Ferrari Land opened. So I'm hoping they're going to go for something big. The site looks a fair size. I mean, it's not huge.
Yeah.
But when you look at like what Alton Towers did with the Smiler and that kind of blueprint, you could do anything with that really. And an RMC single rail. I'm kind of hoping they'll build something a bit more on the scale of like Jersey Devil. You know, like a bigger one should be nice. Just differentiate it a bit from from the others.
It definitely it definitely needs to be a thrill ride though. I'm just hoping it's not going to be like a family, like Sam said, RMC family model. It needs to be like
needs to be big.
Needs to be big, man. It needs to be something that, because it's just nice when you like. It's even like now. How many times I go to Alton Towers, I still think of Wicker Man as like the new ride. And it's so I'm all, you know what I mean. And I'm just like, it's only 2018, but I'm still like, there's always that buzz around like a new ride. And I think I'd feel the same way about Red Force, but you don't tend to see it as part of the park when you're in just PortAventura. You're like, oh, that's a different day, or you know, even though you could probably go back and forth if you wanted to. It's for us, it's always like a morning or something in around there. So
because I've never been. Is it like quite disconnected from the rest of the park?
You can. There's a gate that you can go through by the entrance, but it's just like it to me it just mentally feels separate. It's like, even though you can see it from like everywhere, you got to like make an effort to go to it if you want to go to it. I feel like
I'm just trying to think what hasn't Portaventura got. I mean, I should be the best at that since ranking all these 46
Oh,
rides,
yeah,
but...
you've just ranked, 40 odd.
We've obviously got the hyper coasters. We've got that. They want the airtime, you know. We've got the massive launch coaster.
Yeah.
So took that off the list. We've got
the
one with all the inversions, Dragon Con.
Yeah.
We've got the Woody, Stampeder, Furious Backhoe. I don't even know what even to class that.
You'd say that's
a weird ride.
It'd feel the wing coaster though, wouldn't it? They wouldn't get a wing.
They don't have a flying coaster.
They don't have a flying coaster, so Vekoma flying
hit
coaster.
Vekoma up there.
But it's remember it's a first for Europe though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
first Western themed flying coaster.
Yeah,
first new gen Vekoma flying coaster with a lift hill.
That's yeah.
But yeah, I generally think the single rail is the most feasible thing, and I think it'd suit a part of Portaventura. You'll have your inversions, but you'll have the airtime as well, which is really nice. Bit of a balance of both.
If they were getting access, they'd do world first.
Axis. I don't think it's going to happen.
They'd be advertising it as world first anyway.
Throughput would be even worse than an Axis than single rail. I mean, there's people concerned about single rails throughput, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. Surely, I don't know.
Nah, I think it'd be all right. I think it'd be fine. I don't know. I want something there though. I don't think. I mean, they haven't got an invert, but I just don't think. I think people are over inverts. I think people are over them in a way.
Thing of the past now.
It's not. Again, it's not the second unless they have like a completely different invert. But you can imagine they're just getting an STC or something.
That section doesn't count as a lift.
Suspended, transmitted, what?
STC. Suspended thrill coaster, is it called?
Yeah.
It's
suspended throbbing.
Yeah.
World's first.
World's first. Looks like it would be beautiful in evening in Ferrari-land, but opening hour seemed poor. It's to be honest, for me, what kills Ferrari-land off is there's just like no vibe to it. It just feels like there's never like any atmosphere in there.
Yeah.
It always feels dead, even when like Red Force is on like 2-hour queue. Like the rest of it just feels like empty. It's just weird, and it just feels so different to the other park, even though it's beautifully themed and stuff. It's just not the one. And I'm not going to spoil any more of your video, Chris, but I just hated Flying Dreams, and I hated that Ferrari experience dream
bit tedious,
so man, like they should just call them two of them, right? I mean, I know Flying Theatres, they are renowned for having like long pre-shows, like they all do, but oh my god, like it's like pre-show the ride, especially the experience one where you just sit in that like arcade style thing. Like they were just like there's hyping it up all the way, like you're gonna get on this I can't remember what I was calling it now, but like the most amazing experience of your life, and then you just sit in a car that just goes like that, and you're like, oh my god, did I really just wait all that time for this? I think that was the thing that let them two rides down for me and Joe. Was like, we were like, can we just get on the ride now? It's like you basically go into the main queue, go into like a holding area, and then you see like 3 pre-shows just for the Flying Theatre.
And I'll tell you what, though, last time I went, I don't know if it was so quiet. They just kind of let us go through the entire thing. Where even watching
nice.
I think that's why it kind of made that better. We did like Flying Dreams, like one of the first rides of the day.
Yeah.
I was like, I will do this, Flying Theatre. Went straight through, straight on. And I was just like, it's going to be like, a knockoff Soaring. And yeah, it kind of is. But I was like, this is surprisingly good, like for what it was.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought like they kind of nailed it in a way. Like, so
it's weird for me. I don't get like, I love Flight of Passage. I thought that was great, but because that was like everything combined, like the queue line, Like I know people complain about that pre-show, but I thought it was done really well. And also like Flight the Skyline, absolutely love that ride, and I think it's something to do with. I think I've nailed it because I did Soaring and I didn't really like it that much. Like I was kind of just like, was that it? But I think I like flying theaters when they're like kind of animated or CGI. I feel like it adds to the experience. I think when
I'll tell you in a second.
I think when I'm just watching like when it's something like just like a camera going through, I'm like kind of like, oh, this is cool. But when there's like an actual like storyline, and there's like quick things happening and going past, it just like adds to the experience. But yeah, what was you gonna say?
Yeah, see, yeah, when you said about the CGI one, I just instantly thought of this flying theatre I did in Warner Bros. World in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal. It was
yeah.
I forgot what it's called now. Green Lantern, I think it was.
Right, yeah.
Green Lantern. And that, oh my god, incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's one of them with the flying theaters. They just have to have something going on for them. When I'm just floating through things, I just get really bored. I'm just like, just get me on a coaster, man.
It's like, oh, look at these special effects. Yeah. I do like them though. I'm like a sucker for them kind of rides.
Loads of people love them. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Joe loves any flying theatre, and I'll just come off and I'm just like Mr. Negative. I'm like, oh, no, it's a bit boring.
Yeah, but
yeah,
Flight of Passage is just unbeatable for that kind of.
Yeah,
flying.
Have you done?
Is it a flying theatre? I don't know. It's a funny one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a flying theatre, but it's his own, isn't it? Really. Have you done Flight the Skyline yet?
No, I need to get on that.
You need to do it, man. If just anything, just go and do it because it's like
did I go to
Legoland
on this? No, it was.
I haven't been to
last
Legoland
year. I went when Duplo Dino Coaster opened.
Right, that was just before COVID, wasn't it? That was like the.
It was actually.
Yeah, so Mythica wasn't even there.
COVID happened. I remember this. Yesterday, it was like COVID was happening, and we was booked in to get to London to watch some shows and that for. I think it was for my birthday or something. I can't remember. Yeah. And so we went to watch Lion King there, and then went to Legoland, and then the day after, they called the lockdown. I was like,
yeah.
I was a bit worried there. I was like, getting on the trains and that, and there's people coughing. And I was like,
I remember when Duplo opened and people were doing vlogs from there, and people were getting comments going like, "Stay safe." Like, I don't know if you should be going out because it was just before it was lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like a really weird period, but yeah. 100% Mythica is like a whole new level, man. Like for Legoland, like I think you'd really like it, especially if you like flying theaters. I think that one you'd love that because like
I've never actually experienced a flying theater.
You go and do it. You're so close to Legoland, mate.
I know, but parking at Legoland, I hate.
Yeah, go there early. Get there early. All you got to do, and then well, to be fair, I was at Legoland today and yesterday. Pretty dead, to be honest. For Legoland anyway, it was like quiet. Like Ninjago was on like 15 minutes, like which is like crazy to see. But yeah, so if you go some point, actually, no, because you work, don't you? I forget. You have a job, you can't go in the week.
But no, I can on a Tuesday.
Yeah, go on a Tuesday. Go Tuesday next week. It's worth it. But anyway, cool. I think that about wraps up this week's episode. As always, thanks for being in the chat and chatting with us and sticking with us.
Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Yeah,
thank you very much for
watch Chris's video. Buy his merch.
Yes, I'll
use code I love Rita.
I love Rita. I should get the banner up. I love Rita. There we go.
Yeah, I'll show you my back while up there. Yeah.
Or go and get your back out. Nice. Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, make sure you go after this. If you haven't seen it, go watch Chris's video. It's funny. No, like not trying to hype you up at all, man. But like, no one does like top 10s like you. You just make them so
really well written.
This is a top. Was it 47? 47?
46. Close.
46, yeah.
Cheers, man.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, God, this is a long video for like a ranking video, but like literally, because you just cracked that, you got the jokes in there and everything, and I was watching it thinking, I can understand why this took so long to script now, because you've got to make it interesting all the way through.
Yeah, especially when 20 of them just do the same thing. I was like, oh God.
It's so creative.
I saw myself up to it.
It's so creative. Definitely go and check that out. But yeah, like I say, thanks so much, mate. Thanks for coming on. Hopefully, we'll get you on at some point in the future when all of us are here.
Yeah, 100%. I'm well up for coming back on. So.
Yeah, wicked, man. Yeah, thanks so much, man. And yeah, if you are listening to this on podcast after we are live, just to let you know, we do this every Wednesday live on our YouTube channel, the Chain Dogs Podcast. At 8 p.m. Slightly later today at 8:30, but 8 p.m. normally. So come and that's British mean time. It's British not even that. It's British summertime now, isn't it?
At the moment,
yeah. I got that mixed up. But yeah, come and join us. So yeah, thanks everyone. Cheers for watching. We'll see you next week. See you later.
Adios.
Everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.